Hey everyone, today we will be talking about demonetization, the episode that has power to change the outline of economy. So let's get started.
What is demonetization? Demonetization most often occur when a nation replaces its currency in a whole or in part with a new form of money. Demonetization is a rare, dramatic, and often desperative action. Government usually do this when they lose control of their currency due to this like hyperinflation, tax evasion and counterfeit currency. Sometimes demonetization must happen so that standard of the money can become the primary currency. History of demonetization. In 1946, the currency note of rupees 1000 and rupees 10,000 were removed from circulation. The ban really does not have a much impact. However, both the notes were reintroduced in 1954 with an additional introduction of rupees 5000 currency. Rupees 500 and rupees 1000 note were introduced in 1934. Then in 1978, rupees 1000, rupees 5000 and rupees 10,000 were banned out from the circulation. The aim of this ban was to club back money's generation in the country.
Recent demonetization 2016. On 8 November 2016, the government of India announced all rupees 500 and rupees 1000 banknote are banned. New rupees 500 and rupees 2000 note are issued in the exchange for the demonetized note. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi claimed that the action would be reduce the use of a illicit and the counterfeit cash to fund illegal activity. The announcement of a demonetization was followed by the prolonged cash shortage in the week that followed, which created significant disruption throughout the economic. The move reduced the country industrial production and its GDP growth rate. Initially, the move received support from the Server Bank as well as from some international commentators. The move was also civilized as poor plan and unfair, and was met with the protest strike against the government in the several places across the India.
Pros of demonetization. They are the 5 point getting fake currency out of the circulation. Demonetization can also be used to get fake currency out of the circulation in a country's economics since such currency cannot be deposited in a bank and other financial institution. Second point, growth in country's GDP. Due to low lending rate, improved revenue collection and growth in saving and deposit, a country that has demonetized is likely to see an improvement in the growth of its GDP. Third point, tax collection. Money deposit in a bank during demonetization can be taxed, especially if the affected parties were trying to evade taxation by the keeping hard cash. Fourth point, controlling inflation. Demonetization is usually cited as a having one key advantage. This is that it can control inflation. Taking certain note out of this circulation can help the government to control public spending. Fifth point, reduction of lending rate. Availability of cheap deposit in a financial institution means that the people can borrow money at a low interest rate. Cons of demonetization. They are the 5 point. First, little cash in circulation. Cash crunch is a major disadvantage of demonetization due to the unavailability of a source currency. Demonetization an issue which makes it different to make small purchase. Second point, disruption of a trade. The normal trading activity may be disrupted by this process since it take time for the consumer and supply to adjust the new monetary policy. Third, confusing. Demonetization can be confusing and annoying, especially for the people who are not able to get right for this old note in time. Fourth point, short term financial crisis for the poor people. If the people adopt a new currency and this currency is not successful one, then it can cause a financial crisis for everyone who is involved. Even a small changes in the value of everyday items, or even a small amount of the confusion about the whether a currency is valid or can make a lot of the hardship, such as demonetization can increase and inequality within a society, at least in the short term. Fifth point, slowdown in economic growth. Economic growth will be experience a period of a full due to business disruption, at least in the short term. Shift in currency demand. There is a significant drop in demand for the currency due to shape rise in payment through digital means, digitalization and current change in currency holding habit. According to a study by the Reserve Bank of India, as on 27 October, the total currency in circulation was lower by the 8% on year basis, as against an increased 17.2 percentage last year. It is estimated that CIC declined by the around rupees 9 lakh crore between 4 November 2016 and 6 January 2017. Improved monetary transaction. The Reserve Bank said monetary transmission improved significant post demonetization through unequal across sector, reflecting wide credit conditions and risk appetite. Since November 2016, lending rate across sector, bearing the credit card segment, delight in the range of 15 to 138 base point, with the largest transmission taking place in the case of rupees export increase in mutual fund investment by householder. Demonetization has been a big growth for the Indian mutual fund industry, leading to the surge in asset and sending stock to new height. As an investor rush to deposit cash in their bank account, bank were the flood with the fund. At the same time, return other assets such as a real estate and gold were not to be great either, which lead to the investor money flowing into the mutual fund. Post demonetization, the mutual fund industry has crouched to be built on its grain, executing investor education program. Impact on economy. Effect on price. One major impact of these is going to be see case where the goods were priced lower due to moderation for the demand side. Effect on demand. The demand was impacted particularly in sector like consumer good, real estate the demand side. Effect on demand. The demand was impacted particularly in sector like consumer good, real estate and property. Effect on GDP. India's GDP falls to 6.1 percentage in the fourth quarter and property. Effect on GDP. India's GDP falls to 6.1 percentage in the fourth quarter of the year 2016 to 17, as pros to 7.3 percentage in the quarter become demonetization of the year 2016 to 17, as pros to 7.3 percentage in the quarter become demonetization. Corruption fee of India. Black money. One of the main reasons of demonetization was to put a stop to be corrupt practice. It was to help the government track large sum of unaccount cash. This will leave the owner of an unaccount cash with only two options: deposit it in their bank account and pay taxes on it, or the value of that cash reduced to zero. To stop illegal activity, black money is used for the illegal activity like gambling, etc. Due to demonetization, all such activity will get reduced for some time, as it will take year for the people to generate that amount of a black money again. Introduction of a new currency also reduce a significant amount of a counterfeit currency. income taxes, pushing Indians to deposit and account the cash lying in their home also might arise in the tax payment for the country. It can also present tax evasion as those that are evade taxes must exchange their executing currency or risk their money become worthless to discourage cash system in the economic. Demonetization was also done to further the push towards a cashless economic by helping the government to slow down the circulation of physical currency and move towards more digital option. Upliftment of a fintech industry. Demonetization forced people to look for the alternative payment method, and simplest answer to the was online payment, which result in lift of fintech companies. The number of the customers rose from 125 millions to 185 millions wallet customers within 3 months, and by November 2017 to 280 million increased use of mobile money. Demonetization give an uplift to digitalization, increase the need of a mobile payment. According to the Mobile Nama report, mobile wallet transaction increased by 47% and the transaction amount grew 20%. Conclusion. As per the detail of demonetization provided, one can easily understand that how developing nation like India become victim to liquidity fluctuation. The goal of demonetization was to curb a black money generation in the country, stop illegal activity and increase income tax revenue, both in 1946 and 2016. With both pros and cons, demonetization come from reduction of lending rate to the trade disruption. Demonetization impact the entry of economic of the sector, declined currency production, development in mutual fund and monetary transmission has been witnessed in the banking sector. Provide and price of the consumer product were affected. The decrease in GDP growth rate in the presentation clearly show this. Digitalization and fintech industry were given a major leap by the demonetization. Economics acts as whole could be draw lesson for the whole of the money in the economic.